The following is a production of Neural Network Media and is completely AI generated. It is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only.
It is Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. Happy St. Patrick's Day, I guess, if you can call it that, when the Department of Homeland Security has been functionally dead for 32 days? I mean, what is going on here?
It's a solid show today, Will. A lot of chaos to unpack. We've got the TSA quitting in droves. Shocker. The post office is basically asking for a casket. And we've got stealth authors bragging about lying to parents.
It's the ruling class special. Yesterday we were talking about those $100,000 Oscar gift bags and the Texas audit on Chinese tech. But today the bill is coming due for the bureaucracy, and they want you to pay it.
Let's be real. They always want the listener to pay for it.
Think about it. 32 days. We have 50,000 TSA agents working for IOUs, and the lines at O'Hare, they're literally reaching the parking garages. Why is this happening? Truly.
Because the Democrats in the Senate decided that immigration enforcement is a human rights violation if the agents aren't wearing name tags and showing their faces.
Right?
Exactly. Schumer and Jeffries are holding the entire DHS budget hostage because of that shooting in Minneapolis back in January, the Pretty and Good incident.
Which was a tragedy, obviously, but they're using it as a catalyst to kneecap the entire agency? I mean, really? They want to ban masks on agents during arrests? They want clear identification at all times? While the cartels are running wild?
It's the victimhood industrial complex. Well, they'd rather have a transparent border with zero enforcement than a secure one where the agents actually have tactical advantages.
Right.
And meanwhile, while the airports are burning, the U.S. Postal Service is, what's the word? Oh, right, dire. Postmaster David Steiner is in front of Congress today, literally begging for a regulatory life support machine.
Why is it that every time a government agency fails, the answer is always, give us more money? The USPS is in a financial death spiral, but we're told they're essential. If they're so essential, why can't they balance a checkbook?
Because they don't have to. Life is hard, get a helmet. If I ran my business like the USPS, I'd be in jail or under a bridge. But when the government does it, it's just a budgetary challenge.
It's a corruption tax. That's what it is. We talked about this with the Minnesota fraud cases. It's the same thing. They lose the money, they blame the system, and then they ask you to cover the gap. And speaking of systems, let's talk about what's happening in the libraries. This makes my skin crawl.
Oh, you're gonna love this one. Or hate it. Probably both.
Right.
So there's this author, Rebecca Bendheim. She's got a book coming out in April, When You're Brave Enough.
Okay.
She goes on Instagram and she literally brags about hiding LGBTQ messaging in the book so parents won't know it's there.
Wait, excuse me?
She called it a stealth strategy. She basically said, I made the cover look innocent so the bigots wouldn't notice I'm radicalizing their kids.
I mean, why? Why do they feel the need to lie? If your ideas are so great, why do you have to smuggle them in like contraband?
Because they know parents don't want it. That's the reality. They view parents as the enemy of the child's true self.
Right.
And in Washington state, they've already have the law on their side. HB 2331. It basically says school boards can't remove books if they're about protected classes.
So the board is toothless?
Completely. The law protects the class, not the kids. And the authors are laughing about it. They're openly subverting parental oversight because they know the state will back them up.
They hate you. Truly. They think you're too stupid to see what's in the book, and if you do notice, they have a law to stop you from doing anything about it. What is going on?
It's happening in California, too. They're pushing for gender-neutral medical screenings.
Okay.
The Federalist is reporting that this could include screening biological men for cervical cancer.
How? Truly, did they find a cervix in a dude and forget to tell the rest of us?
It doesn't matter, Will. It's about inclusivity. They're spending millions on queering the MAPS projects, federal and state funds, to prioritize ideological narratives over objective biology.
It's a war on reality. Think about it. If they can make you accept that a man needs a pap smear, they can make you accept anything. They're breaking your brain on purpose. They want you to look at a man and see a cervix haver, so that when they tell you a 19-year-old illegal alien is a student, you don't ask any questions. Which, speaking of students, Fairfax High School, Virginia. This story it's the end of a civilization, Ashley.
It's a systemic failure, plain and simple.
19-year-old Israel Christopher Ortiz, illegal alien from El Salvador, released into the country in 2024 under catch and release.
Right.
He's attending Fairfax High, and he spent months hunting female students in the hallways, groping them. 9 counts of assault and battery. And the school? Principal Georgina A. sends a letter to parents calling it, and I'm quoting here, inappropriate touching of buttocks.
Excuse me?
Inappropriate touching, like he bumped into them in the lunch line.
It's disgusting. Parents are saying the school tried to sweep it under the rug for weeks. They didn't want the bad optics of a migrant student being a predator.
Think about the frame. The safety of the girls is secondary to the reputation of the sanctuary policy. And the prosecutor, Steve Descano, his office actually tried to give this guy bail. If it wasn't for Judge Petey Kitty Smith stepping in and saying, no, he's a public safety risk, this guy would be back on the street today.
Life is hard. Get a helmet. But a helmet won't protect your daughter from a 19-year-old man the government shouldn't have let in the first place. Let's be real. The borders are a joke, but the economy is becoming a bigger one.
Before we get into the Vance task force, I have to say this. Real independence isn't free. This entire network, from this show to our flagship, The Neural Daily, exists because one man, Eric Christensen, decided to build it himself. He didn't ask for a government grant. He invested his own capital and technical expertise to architect a media platform that respects your intelligence. If you value that kind of meritocratic building, back it up. And don't limit yourself to just the politics. Get the full strategic picture by subscribing to the Neural Daily and the rest of the network. Support the builder, and you support the mission.
Support the mission, because the government isn't supporting yours.
No kidding.
J.D. Vance is leading a new task force to eliminate fraud. Trump signed the executive order yesterday.
Finally.
As you, Vance is the chair, Andrew Ferguson is vice chair, and Stephen Miller is looking at the link between welfare fraud and illegal immigration.
They're auditing Medicaid, SNAP, housing, everything. They're looking at that $250 million Somali nutrition scam in Minnesota specifically.
I mean, really?
250 million stolen while people are struggling to buy eggs?
Trump said the fraud in California, hospice and childcare fraud, is 10 times worse than what's being reported.
And Newsom and Waltz are already calling it a campaign of retribution. Of course they are. If you ask to see the receipts, you're attacking them.
If you have nothing to hide, why are 23 attorneys general already preparing lawsuits to stop the audit?
Because they do have something to hide. It's the corruption tax. They need that money to flow to their nonprofit allies, who then turn around and fund their campaigns. It's a closed loop of your money.
Right.
And while they're fighting over who gets to steal what, the JBS beef plant in Colorado is going on strike. Beef prices are going up. Again.
Everything is going up, except for the quality of our leadership.
Again.
But it's St. Patrick's Day, and there's actually some good news in the Great Reclaiming.
Oh?
Archbishop Eamon Martin in Ireland is basically telling people to stop with the plastic Irishness. He's reminding them that Patrick was a victim of human trafficking and a man of faith, not just a mascot for green beer. And David Quinn is saying that Gen Z in Ireland is actually starting to buck the trend. They're rejecting the empty secularism of the boomers and looking for tradition again.
It's because the secular pluralist identity has no soul. It's just queer maps and high taxes. Young men specifically are looking for a re-churching. They want something that asks something of them.
Right.
Right?
Strength respects strength. They're tired of being told that their heritage is problematic.
Speaking of problematic, SCOTUS is taking on the TPS cases, Haiti and Syria.
Here's the reality. Temporary protected status was designed in 1990 to be, wait for it, temporary. Haitians have had it since the 2010 earthquake. That's 16 years.
16 years.
Kristi Noem tried to end it saying conditions have improved enough, and a lower court in New York blocked her.
Because temporary now means until the end of time if you're a Democrat seeking a new voting bloc. I mean, think about it. If we can't end a temporary status after 16 years, when can we?
Never. That's the goal. Permanent dependency.
Exactly. And it's not just here, it's global. Ashley, you've been looking at the North Korea stuff.
Pyongyang is smelling blood in the water. Well, they launched 10 ballistic missiles on Saturday. 10. A salvo launch, while we were busy arguing over whether TSA agents should wear name tags. The Heritage Foundation put out a report saying North Korea has shifted to a decoupling strategy.
Meaning what?
Meaning they're using ICBMs to threaten the U.S. mainland, so Washington will be too scared to help South Korea. They're asking, is L.A. worth Seoul?
I mean, really? They're training for deterrence failure. They're training to actually use miniaturized nukes in a ground war.
And what are we doing?
We're distracted.
China's watching too. Taiwan just reported 26 Chinese aircraft buzzing their airspace. There was a 2-week gap, and then boom, they're testing us. They see a DHS shutdown, they see a divided Congress, and they see an administration that's more worried about queering the maps than modernizing the nuclear triad.
They hate you. Truly. Our leaders would rather argue about identity than survival. It's total main character syndrome. And even our sports aren't safe from the rot. UCLA women?
Oh, they're the only ones doing it right. They destroyed Iowa by 51 points in the Big Ten championship. 51.
That is insane. Is she serious? Does she think she's still on the show? I mean, really, she's 62 years old and she's out here doing open rescues like she's a teenager. But look at the framing. She got off on a chicken rescue in 2023. She thinks she's a hero.
Because the system tells her she is. If you're an activist, the rules don't apply. If you're a beagle-stealing actress, you're a liberator. If you're a border-crossing groper, you're a student.
Right.
But if you're a parent asking why there are books about stealth radicalization in your school, you're the problem.
They hate you. They really do. Think about it. We've covered a shutdown, a border crisis, a fraud audit, and a beagle heist. And the common thread? The ruling class wants to manage your life while they can't even manage their own departments. What is going on here? Truly.
It's the neural right, Will. People are waking up.
Well, get your helmet. It's going to be a long week.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Stay vigilant.
See you tomorrow.